he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
What's up, y'all? I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson, and you are kicking it with the HLS pod. I am joined by my illustrious companion,
Terry. Ricardo Deshays with the second. What up, baby? How's it going? Another day in paradise.
It's been a wild year of sports, man. It feels like it's finally coming to a conclusion. We had the Champions League final last Saturday, which your boys brought home. I see you repping the gear. We have the NBA Finals, which concluded 5 games, which you would have already known if you tuned into this podcast before the series. And so now it's like,
well, it's all good.
Now we're just waiting on football.
Yeah.
So before we have the dead time this summer to discuss fucking Marcin Gortat's legacy and where he fits into the pantheon of players, we still have some finals covers to bring you.
Big yoke.
He got it done. He joined an exclusive list of players to win 2 regular season MVPs and 1 in the finals, alongside Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, Giannis, Moses Malone, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Double up. Illustrious fucking company that is right there.
Talk about an ascension, man. This motherfucker didn't even make NBA 75 as a reigning 2-time MVP, and now he's in the top 12 players of all time a year later.
The 75 was tough. I can understand why they didn't want to, because they only added 25, because they kept the original 50, which is stupid. I honestly think they should redo it, but
they should make them cuts.
Yeah, because like by only choosing 25 dudes from the last, because the last one was what, 96?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, whenever it was, like 96, 93, whenever the hell it was. 25 people from 93, like that's tough. And they didn't add Dominique. Dominique wasn't on the list originally, so they had to put like him and a couple of other dudes that were on the fringe from like before. It made it tough. I mean, Jokic was young in his career. I get why they didn't do it, but tough omission.
Hard to see that he was going to wind up being better than Dolph Shays.
Is he Shaq though?
I mean,
I just feel like
he's just got 1, and I know that like our eyeballs are trained to tell us that what we saw most recently is most important. Yeah. But the way that he dominated that game by making everyone else better, I don't think Shaq ever reached that level of offensive dominance.
Probably
like
not.
what we just saw. Now, obviously, defensively, he's different than Shaq. Jokic did a great job sniffing out pick and rolls, hedging on the perimeter, fucking getting his hands back into passing lanes and denying the bounce pass and the entry pass to Bam. All shit that Shaq was not good at whatsoever.
Nah.
Shaq in space was a disaster, but Shaq at the rim, you weren't getting nothing easy.
Nah.
And I will say for Jokic, they weren't getting nothing easy on him at the rim in this finals either. I think they shot like 32% at the rim for the series, which is
I don't remember what it was, but they
disgustingly bad. Like really, really bad. So even though it didn't look traditional, like in terms of blocking shots and denying people at the rim and all that type of stuff, he'd bump you with his chest and then he'd get the goddamn rebound.
Yeah.
So I got to give it up to Jokic. This was like an all-time top 10 player performance. Like he changed the direction of how he'll be viewed forever, and he catapulted like fucking 70 people.
He definitely did. All he needed was a chip. That's it, and he got the chip with the dip. Man, this dude is up there, bro. He's up there for everybody now.
It's wild. It's like our whole basketball lives. Every time somebody had a record, it was like first person to do this since Wilt Chamberlain did it 50 years ago. And all season, Jokic was putting up first since Wilt. This finals, not even Wilt. He's ascended. Yeah, he's ascended from being like the first guy to do shit since Wilt to being the first guy. That's crazy. We never thought Wilt Chamberlain would get out statistic, especially in the modern era. But he has.
Yeah, Jokic just got him regular season wise. Like, some of his regular season numbers are crazy, because of course they play the same opponent. I don't know, 10 times in a season. They didn't have that many teams, so he kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
But the playoff shit, to be getting things, better than LeBron and Mike, Kareem, and them, it's impressive. I mean, if you're ever in the same category as like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, the first sense or the second sense or all that type of stuff, you're an illustrious, company. So hopefully, he wins some more. I'd like to see somebody, actually challenge the top five, like sneak up in there.
Yeah.
Steph is creeping, but he might have hit his plateau. I mean, he definitely needs more people around him to get a championship these days because he's getting up there in age. He's like 35. Jokic
Steph is
28.
there. If he gets to 5 before LeBron, I mean, that changes the whole narrative.
Depends, yeah. I don't know. I mean, he did look great last year. I'll give him that. But the Jokic guy,
30, 20, 10. Never done before in the NBA Finals.
yeah.
Ever. Until this guy said it. I think, you know how he was drafted during the Taco Bell commercial and there was a goddamn cheesy burrito on the screen?
Yeah.
I think that his Finals MVP trophy should have been a burrito. That's what I think. They should have honored this man. And they need to bring back whatever that burrito was that they had in rotation while he was getting drafted. They need to bring that shit back and have Jokic on the commercials. Like, lean into this shit.
It's so crazy that nobody's won the regular season MVP past a top 15 first round pick. And nobody's won a finals MVP past a top 15 first round pick, which is crazy. All the years and all the rounds.
He's undisputed the greatest draft pick of all time, right?
Oh, yeah, it's done. It's over with
It's
now.
not even a conversation.
Yeah. Per value, that's not even close, bro. Second round pick, 2 MVPs, finals MVP?
Yeah. And I got to say, too, now that they have, proof of concept and they've been to the mountaintop and they know what it takes to reach there, I feel pretty good about them getting back there again.
Well, every season comes around and everybody revamps and revolts, and the new CBA teams are going to have to kind of...
I like that, Terry. Off-season revamping and revolting. I love that.
Got to revolt. Got to get that bolt fucking fixed. That shit's broke. Got to change it up. Lakers, I'm not sure about the Lakers next year. It's a lot of teams I'm not sure about. Denver, I think they're pretty much, locked up for most of their guys. Might be hard to keep Bruce Brown. That'd probably be a tough one. But you could probably replace him with Christian Brown a little bit. Some of the stuff, not everything. Bruce Brown's really good. He actually helped them a lot in Game 4. For me, when Miami started to figure out, remember we talked about it after Game 3? Miami was just letting Jamal Murray and Jokic have the ball, do whatever the fuck they want. So they kind of stopped that shit in Game 4. But then they're like, hey, Bruce, can you play make? Big Brucey was out there playmaking. He was out there handling the rock. I was like, ooh.
He was out here hitting fucking off the dribble threes in people's face.
Bro, honestly, what he was doing in the Lakers series alone, I was like, all right, Bruce Brown's pretty good. At first, I was just hating on him, but he was talking cash shit to LeBron and AD and the whole bench. I was like, Bruce Brown's got it. He's got it.
Sometimes if you don't toot your own horn, there's no music playing. This past offseason, I said that Bruce Brown and KCP were going to change the complexion of this team. And those are missing champions-level pieces. And I was like, for all the people who didn't see Bruce Brown a lot, or you think that he's just a fucking big man masquerading in a small guy's body because what he did in Brooklyn is he's going to be a hand-in-glove fit in this system.
No, he's good. He's legit.
If I was Bruce Brown, I would fucking take less money and stay. I mean, I know it's easy for me to stay, not having made $35 million in my career, but
yeah.
You know he had the time of his life this season. This is the best season of his career.
He did. It's just those damn taxes, man. Because everybody, they look at the number and they're like, oh, Cat's got a $53 million contract in a couple years or whatever in 1 year. But you take all the taxes away, they're really only getting 30 million, 29 maybe, depending on which state you're in. You might get way less than that. So
if you play in Toronto, you get double tax.
No, for sure. I mean, honestly, I remember when I turned 26, 27, when we first started paying for our own shit and stuff. And I was like, damn, these motherfucking taxes are a bitch. And when I finally understood why, players would be like, championship. Fuck a ring. I want $300 million because these taxes is taking away all my money. I get it now. So Bruce is probably not going to come back. You know, that
Maybe not.
that's probably
They
going to
may
be a
have
wash.
to choose between him and KCP. They're probably not going to be able to bring back both of those guys.
Let's talk about it, bro. Those guys, like you said, KCP. So, like, when we were watching Game 5, coming down the stretch, and by the way, Jimmy Butler was disappearing. We can talk about that. The guys that are making big plays, Champion and KCP. Kevin Love, he was giving me a little bit of something. Kyle Lowry was, like,
Phenomenal.
So many great plays.
Kyle Lowry turned into a fucking street mugger, and the referee just let him get away with this shit.
Hey.
Did you see the play where he dove into Jokic's fucking knees and they didn't call that shit?
Yep.
I was like, bro, these refs, they're like, you're going to have to pull a weapon out. Like, I'm going to have to see a broken bone or blood or something for me to call this.
I liked it, though. It's an elimination game, man. They were playing hard, bro.
Fucking
I like it, bro.
Bam was grabbing Jokic by the waist underneath the basket and shit.
Yep. You see Jokic get that elbow off on him?
Oh,
Sneaky?
yeah.
Dude, when I was watching it live, I was like, hey, yo, did nobody saw what he just did?
Right.
I guess not.
That's why they let the Bam shit go on the grab.
Yeah.
I
feel like teams need to look out for that next year. Like, just say, you know, Denver's probably going to be in the same position, probably finals or Western Conference Finals. For now, we'll see how everything goes.
You're saying do the Giannis 10-second thing where it's like you put it in the public eye before the series starts. Like, we know this guy has a history of this. Like, treat him like he's Kelly Olynyk or something like that.
I mean, bro, but like, if he's gonna do some shit like that, like, clearly that was a flagrant too, like, ejectable thing. We just didn't see it. Keep fucking with him. He can't control himself. Like, he literally needed to be either sat down for a second or
he just got down on the bench for like a minute.
Yeah, he was wilding.
They put DeAndre Jordan in the game in the NBA Finals. So I was like, what is going on right now?
Big DJ got a block off, too. I was like, whoa, hold on. He didn't even jump, though. I was like, come on, DJ. You got to give me at least a couple inches off the ground. But nah, it's all good. Man.
You know what we said, though, about, like, you can antagonize Jokic and they're getting under his skin. We should look out for them next year. I'm not sure exactly, like, how much that works. I think one of the, I think this is actually one of the calling cards of this Denver team, and one of the things I'll remember them for is their mental toughness and their ability not to, like, make mental mistakes and repeat them. And you might get them sucked up into some stupid shit for, like, 90 seconds or 2 minutes, but then they're going to take a breath and steady the ship and get back to doing what they do. And it's like Miami Heat tried everything. They tried ignoring guys. They tried doubling guys. They tried beating the hell out of guys. They tried zoning guys. They tried fucking putting Cody Zeller on Jokic and be like, pull his shorts down when the ball goes out of bounds. See if that affects him. Nothing did for more than like 2 minutes. And then they regain their focus, regain their composure. And it's just like, you could tell that through the players that they have out there. Like Jeff Green, the consummate veteran. People are calling him dad. A dude who knows what it takes to make the NBA Finals and knows what it feels like to lose in one. You know? Christian Brown, a rookie with a veteran's disposition. What rookies can you throw into the NBA Finals and they flourish defensively and with like the physicality and everything like that?
Anybody who can't shoot a basketball, they can do all the other shit. I mean, it makes sense for me because Draymond was perfect. His first finals, he was like a completely fine player, like right away. He was good. It's just like the guys that can't shoot. The dudes that think they're the shit, they're going to be garbage. It happens. It is what it is. But a guy like Brown, he's got it in him. Consummate, professional. But hey, I got to give it to the coaching staff, though. They saw that wild shit happening to get Jokic up out of there because he was definitely trying to leave. Jokic was trying to leave. He was trying to get in a brawl. For like 1 minute, he lost himself. Michael Malone was like, hey, get this guy out of here right now. He needs to sit the fuck down.
I was hoping that his brothers were going to come down, not to throw the coach in the air, but to throw Bam Adebayo in the
air. Them boys are big as shit. Did they play basketball too? Besides, I have no idea.
They just played wild hog catching. Fucking warthog wrangling. That's what these guys
out
played.
There tripping. But no, you're right, man. I mean, like, because like KCP, I mean, they don't really let people kind of do that to Jokic as much because like a lot of the guys on the team are pretty tough. You know, they might not seem like they're the toughest team or whatever, but like,
Aaron Gordon, they're not tough about stupid shit. Like their mental toughness, they're like, we'll trade elbows with you. We'll scrap as much as we need to. But like when after a big shot or something, you never saw like a member of Denver like egging on the Miami Heat or
Yeah.
rubbing it in their face or any of that shit. Or even when
Nah.
they got like tangled up in the physical shit. It's like, you know what? When it's time to go back to the bench and regroup, that's what we do. And they got their mind right.
That's
And
true, man.
like you said, Coach Malone, like I've had my questions of him throughout the playoffs. Him playing these platoon shifts like it's fucking hockey and putting four guys in at once off the bench. I got to give him credit, man. Like he cut that shit out. He clarified his rotation by the end of the regular season. Like he knew who he had. He knew who he couldn't count on. We stopped seeing Thomas Bryant and Zeke Naji and these guys. Like Ish
they were
Smith.
gone.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ugh, yeah.
so
No Reggie
I
Jackson.
got to give him credit. He knew like what strings to pull. He knew when. He saw the adjustments for the Heat coming. They were a step ahead. They knew exactly what to do when the Heat went zone. They knew exactly what to do when the Heat switched. They knew exactly what to do when they were in drop coverage. Like, they were the more prepared, mentally tough team, and a big piece of that credit. It's not easy to outcoach Eric Spo, who's sitting across from you. But I think Malone did.
I think he definitely did. You got to give it to everybody though, but like at a certain point, it kind of looked like Spo was like, if the guys aren't gonna fucking make any shots, I don't know what else to do.
Right,
like
fucking Eastern Conference MVP Caleb Martin turned back into a pumpkin at midnight.
Yeah, he did all he could do, man. I mean,
Max Strus put up a goose egg in 2 finals games. Like
he played like ass. He was horrible, especially in Game 5. He was bad. What the fuck? I thought Tyler Hero was ready to play Game 5. He just said, "Nah, I'm good." He pulled the fucking Jeremy Lin. He's like, I'm gonna get a fat contract. I'm fine. I'm not gonna play in this playoff run at all. I'm like, come on, man.
I don't
Shoot the
know.
ball. Shoot it.
I think they just knew that Denver was like licking their lips, hoping that they'd put Tyler Hero in the game. Like, please put this motherfucker in so we can bamboozle him in space and get him disconnected from the rest of his teammates defensively.
I mean, shit, is he a worse defender than Duncan Robinson and Max Strus?
Yes.
That much worse? I don't know about Duncan. Maybe Max Strus, but Duncan Robinson's not a good defender. Every time Duncan was on Aaron Gordon one-on-one,
he's not talented or strong, but at least he knows like where he's supposed to rotate and where he's supposed to like force somebody and whether he's supposed to run the correct person off the 3-point line. I'll
give Duncan Robinson fine defense in the zone, but every time it was man-to-man, I was like, expose him.
Oh, they had to hide him in the zone. But the other thing about Duncan Robinson is the motherfucker's like 6'8", 6'7". Like, he's tall as fuck.
He's pretty tall, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, once the zone is pretty much done after about Game 3, I would say. Because at Game 4 and 5, like some of the different looks that they were doing as far as like the zone was like, if Kyle Lowry's in the back of the zone, Jokic would just post him up and try to get it on the inside instead of just flashing at the free throw spot. He was like, nah, I'm just post here. Get the ball here. Boom. I'm in the middle of the zone. There's nothing you can do about it. It's genius. Every time they did like a pick and roll but like a side extended elbow out, I was like, bro, I wish my coaches would have told me this shit. Every time you saw 2-3 there, it's like, flash to the free throw. We need one person at the free throw. They did a lot of different shit, man. Got to give it to them. Like you said, man, Denver's coaching staff, they did it. Their exposure.
They did.
The team's not good enough, man.
Spo had a good plan. He's like, we're going to make the other guys beat us. We're this series is going to be won or lost on the role players.
Yeah.
In a closeout game, the role players shot 26 of 68 for the Nuggets, which is only 38%. Like, they did their job. The difference was Jokic was 12 of 16 for 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 assists. It was a team high plus 12. Like, they did everything they wanted to do, and Jokic still said it's not enough.
Nah. And honestly, the whole series, though, like, because Butler, he better be in a walking boot or something. Motherfucker's pissing me off.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hold on. Before we get to Butler, the only thing I'll say, like, was the biggest difference in why they lost and easily lost, like, in 5 games. When Jokic was on the bench, they didn't fucking stop him from scoring. It's like, bro, look at who's on the court. You can't stop them from scoring. And Murray wasn't even good in Game 4 and 5. Like, he was fine. And they still couldn't stop them from getting buckets. So, let's go ahead and go to Jimmy Butler. It was disappointing.
To your point, though, before we go, they had that 5-minute stretch in Game 4 where Jokic was on the bench in foul trouble, and the Nuggets won those minutes.
Yeah. It was almost every game. It wasn't like the shit we were used to seeing in the regular season and in some of the other series where if Jokic is out, like they
Crazy
did.
what happens when you stop playing Thomas Bryant and Zeke Naji.
Aaron Gordon at the 5. But go ahead, let's talk about your boy Big Jimmy. Who's that? Your number 4 favorite player in the league? He's not anywhere for me.
Jokic, he might be 3 actually. Jokic,
Really?
Embiid, Jimmy Butler.
I'm okay with him, but he's not like in my top. I'd probably say he's not even in my top 20 if I had to.
PJ Tucker is up there.
for you, yeah, that makes sense.
Alperen Şengün. Jimmy Butler, he struggled in his closeout game. He was
Stinker.
3 of 18 before he went on that heater at the end where he hit 2 threes, and then the referees handed him 3 foul shots on
3 of 18 is tough.
The worst phantom foul call.
That 3?
This shit made fucking Scottie Pippen blush.
Oh god, the 4-pointer.
Yeah. This shit was so egregious. Fucking Jimmy Butler jumps up in midair, twists and kicks Aaron Gordon in the dick, who doesn't leave the ground and is standing behind the 3-point line. And they called a foul on Aaron Gordon. And then they review it, and then they kept it. They withheld it. At that moment, I was like, the fix is in. These referees need to be investigated. They're betting on these games. Like, I was like, is Tim Connelly's nephew working this shit? Is that who they have? They already investigated the one ref on Twitter and took him off the finals. I was like, you need to investigate all of them. This is ridiculous.
So in no way, I know you're never going to change your mind because you're pretty much an all way or no way type of guy. Like you feel one way about it, and you're very hard to get me to change your mind on anything. But I will say, the way Jimmy Butler ran and shot the 3, that's a natural shooting position if you're fading off to the right. He didn't do anything crazy. That was just where it was. Aaron Gordon barely walked into his foot. Did he make him fall? No. But he did touch him. I can see where they can call it. They don't like reversing shit, too. That's the thing about it. Like, the refs themselves, especially the guys on the court, I don't know if they're specifically responsible for making the call, whether it's right or wrong. But I feel like they should have no say into it. And I feel like it should be a non-ref person involved with no refereeing at all. Because every time they're going to make a call, I don't know what the percentage is, but I did see a tweet maybe months ago where it was like every challenge was, I think, 74% unsuccessful. So it's like, I mean, they're not fucking, if they make the call, they're like, that shit's right. I'm not fucking overturning it. Unless it's like egregious. Like that shit was kind of egregious, but if we saw any contact.
That shit was so egregious. That shit was so egregious.
It's just
Jimmy
crazy.
Butler jumped like he was Gerald Green, 4 feet in the air to shoot a jump shot. And
That's
then
always, he
rotated
jumps
his
like
body
that.
around fucking 90 degrees.
To me, I thought it was natural. I thought it was a natural 3. He was fading off to the right.
Jimmy Butler, I just saw him shoot 2 threes in rhythm before that. On neither one of those threes did he jump 3.5 feet in the air.
He was running to the corner. He was running to the corner. I'll give him that.
He jumped higher on that play than he did all series trying to get a fucking rebound.
It's a tough call. He turned it on for a second, but it was
for
too
all
late.
of Jimmy's talking and for all of us having our conversations about, is he performing at higher levels than Dwayne Wade? And, he has
slow down.
8 of the 10 best game scores ever for the Heat in the playoffs, and he's dropping 56 in the first round against the 1 seed. That guy didn't show up in the finals. He was an all-star, but he wasn't an MVP caliber player, and you just have to be honest about it.
In that game, that was awful.
No, in the whole finals, I don't think he was an MVP caliber player.
No, he averaged 21. Yeah, he averaged 21 points a game, I think, in the finals. I'll look up the stats he had. I'm sure it was garbage.
Yeah, I thought it was like 25, but either way, it wasn't fucking 37 like he was putting up on all these other teams.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, he's not going to use the injury as a crutch. If he is hurt, like, they'll probably just have some cleanup or some shit, and we probably won't hear too much about it. It does make you wonder, like, how much he is hampered. But at the end of the day,
it had to be
we saw the levels, like, there are levels to this. If Jokic was on a different level and is a different class of player. The thing that I didn't expect is Jimmy Butler to be outplayed by Murray for the majority of the series. I was like, you can't be the 3rd best player in the series and expect your team to win with no other All-Stars like that. Like, Jimmy had to be the 2nd best player in the series for them to win, and he wasn't. And
No. I
that
mean,
as much as I love the guy, you do have to take it in consideration when ranking him all time and stuff like that.
shit. Arguably, you could say Bam was the best player on the Heat for the whole finals run. To be
I think
honest,
so. I
I
think
mean,
so.
it's
Even though
I
he was
don't.
getting cooked by Jokic at every turn.
I mean, it's Jokic. Like, Shaq, I mean, like Shaq and Hakeem are
Yeah,
going, back and forth, and we're just like, oh, Hakeem took
yeah,
Shaq's fucking lunch, but I mean,
he
Shaq was
did.
still playing well.
I
You
tell you,
know,
it's not like Jimmy did any better against Jokic.
nah.
Did
So
you,
Jimmy
did
But,
you see that one play? Even T, my girlfriend, we were watching the game, and she was
yeah,
like, "Is he just gonna keep hitting him with his butt like that?" I was like, "Yeah." He just walked Jimmy Butler back 8 feet into the restricted area and fucking shot it right over him. Like,
he's too strong, man. Like nobody on the Heat can mess with him at all, strength wise.
no,
It's
no,
like fucking clown show. Like, stop it.
no,
Yeah. So Jimmy Butler averaged 21.6 points in the finals.
yikes,
It's not good enough, bro.
no.
It's not good enough. Especially, I already told you to slow down with this fucking Jimmy Butler hype train shit. I said that in the beginning. I was like, look, and then I remember you were telling me, you were just like, why can't he just turn it on like this all the time? I said, cause he ain't good enough. He's not Michael Jordan. He can't do this shit all the time. Dude, people get on fire all the time. It's awesome, and it's dope to see. And I would have loved to, see him do what he was doing in the first round. But he just didn't. I just don't think he's that guy like all the time. He's got spurts, man. He's on and
Well,
off. It is what it is.
he wasn't this finals, and there's no way of debating that. We can, we can put conjectures as to the reason why. Was he affected by it and hampered by an injury?
Yeah.
Was he daunted by Denver's size and them having fucking 3 7-footers essentially out there at once? Was he able to get pushed off his
Yeah.
spots? For me, I saw a guy who was like relatively getting to the same spots and leaving a lot of shots short. Is what I saw. A
He
lot
couldn't
of
shoot. He
short.
couldn't shoot at all, bro.
His
I don't
touch
know.
had completely left him,
Yeah.
and
It was gone. I don't know
he
what the
missed
fuck I was
shots that
watching.
I expected him to make consistently. I will say that, and it's a shame. I wish he could have made the series drag out longer. Yeah, I wanted to have like a reprise of him playing 48 minutes, collapsed on the scorer's table like he did against the Lakers to win that game in the finals. But I think we've seen Jimmy's true ceiling, and ultimately, I think he's a number 2 on a championship team, and he'll get you there, but he's not enough to take you over the top. And I think that just kind
Yeah.
of is what it is at this point.
That's tough, man. I hate to hear that from a guy that we loved, throughout the
Mm.
playoffs, throughout, the last 5 years. We can say he was one of the best playoff performers, but 21.6 a game ain't gonna do it for you, man. If you're a
No, it's
top
not.
guy.
Now, I do want to ask you, like, because obviously Butler not getting it done, like, he had probably more even than Jokic to gain. Like, if he won a championship in terms of his personal legacy and everything like that.
You think so?
So much would have changed for him. Yeah, because of
You
his
think
regular
so?
season numbers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, but Jokic is like,
But
one chip, he's top 25. Butler's what, from 100 to 60?
so let's figure out how to properly rank this guy. All right, I'm going to give you some names, and you tell me better or worse. Okay, for Jimmy Butler in terms of their
Contracts.
career. All right, Vince Carter,
Oof, that's a tough one. I think it's better than Vince Carter.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony,
Nah. Melo's the ninth greatest. What? Melo's got the ninth most points in NBA history in the regular season. Stop it.
yeah, never made it past the second round.
That's cool. Jimmy Butler's regular season numbers are.
Yeah,
Where are they at?
I'd personally put Jimmy over Melo. I would.
You love this playoff shit. Where's Kawhi at? Oh, that's
I
right.
do.
You got him like way up there.
Way high. Yeah, way up. Klay Thompson,
He's better than Clay.
Dame Lillard,
He's better than Dame.
Anthony Davis,
That is a conversation, and I will say they're in the same realm. But I think
hmm
I'm probably still gonna lean more towards AD.
I think so too. By a hair.
Yeah.
By a hair. Winning that chip is the hair.
I mean, but he was great. That playoff run, he was
Well,
great. And when you look back at it on history, when AD, pretty much, I mean, he didn't guard Jokic one-on-one for the majority of it, but when he goes against Jokic, beats him in 5,
fuck.
we're going to look back on that and be like, oh, he beat this guy who won back-to-back MVPs in his prime. Killed him. So, AD's got to be above Jimmy.
All right. Russell Westbrook.
I think Westbrook has him by a hair.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I think he's got him by a hair. It's tough, but you got to think about Jimmy Butler's never been close to winning an MVP ever.
No.
Like ever, bro.
But Russell Westbrook has never been close to doing what Jimmy Butler's done in 2 different playoff runs.
He hasn't. No, I don't think there's not a lot of it's hard to compare Jimmy Butler to guys that have been outstanding in the regular season and above average or good in the postseason, but not to the potential of what they were in the regular season. So it's kind of hard to say 2 great Jimmy Butler playoff runs is better than his pedestrian ass regular season. Not pedestrian, but kind of normal if we're gonna put him in the pantheon of the guys we're talking about. And his great playoffs. It's tough because greatness in the regular season, that's still longevity of you being really good and consistency. He hasn't really showed me that very often. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, it depends on your criteria. For me, the playoffs matter more. So I'm more impressed by what he's done in the playoffs.
2 runs.
Well, what did he make? The fucking Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, they lost to the Celtics.
Yeah, 2 final trips.
He played great. So maybe we can give him 3. The 2 final trips, especially. He played good. But do you remember him when they went to the finals in the bubble?
Yep.
I don't remember him getting 40-point games in the Eastern Conference Finals in the second round and the first round. I remember in the finals, I was like, this dude's out playing LeBron. But before that, I didn't really remember much. I know his teammates were playing well. Tyler Hero was balling his ass off.
I think you're about right with that he turned up the most in that finals.
Yeah. And
then this playoff run, he turned up the most in those rounds leading up to it. All right, let's keep going. Ray Allen.
I'm going to give Ray Allen a nod.
Nah, can't do it.
Not for you?
Can't do it.
Where are you putting
Ray Allen in his prime was never could never lead his team and didn't lead his team to the places that Jimmy did as the number 1 option. Yeah, he hit some big shots. He won a chip with the Celtics, won another one with the Heat, but he never carried a team the way Jimmy did and was not half of the defender.
They lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Philly in 0-1. They got robbed, if we're being completely honest. They got robbed. But in history, hindsight's 2020. They lost to Philly. That's 0-1. That was Ray Allen's team, pretty much mostly by himself. Besides that, you're right. Hasn't done much. But Big 3 Celtics and on, probably one of the greatest role players I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know. His regular season career, again, bro, Jimmy Butler shit kind of kills me. And you got to think about it. I think he had 3 out of 4 great runs, Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. But they got swept by the Bucks in 2021, and he averaged 14 points a game. Motherfuckers going to be like, oh, but he played like Michael Jordan, for 2 runs. But he played like ass for 1.
I'm not going to lie. I deleted that from the memory bank,
yeah,
Terry.
He got swept by the Bucks in 2021 when the Bucks won their championship.
I forgot about the 14, though. I forgot about the 14.
14 a game, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at him, it's just – this is the main reason why I was like, when I said the Heat were going to come in 8th this year and you looked at me like I, was smacked a baby with a bat.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, he doesn't do anything for me, regular season wise, playoffs, of course, but
okay,
consistency. Keep writing off some names. We'll see what we got.
Robert Parrish.
Oh, you said he's better than Ray Allen. Robert Parrish. I think he's better than Robert Parrish.
I think so too. Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
I think I'm gonna rock with Rodman on that one too.
Yeah.
Karl Malone.
Nope. Karl Malone's better than him.
I'd take Dennis Rodman over Karl Malone in the blink of an eye, by the way.
Dennis
in the
Rodman?
blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Don't even have to consider it. I
Karl
didn't have to
Malone.
consider the Karl Malone thing though, because Karl Malone was in the playoffs really like a number two on that team and
He was
couldn't
bad.
create for himself.
He was
Spent his
bad.
whole career being like the second part of a number two. Jimmy's
Yeah.
never had that. You know, the one
No.
year in Philly, he had that. But the rest of the time, he's been the man. Karl Malone was
Yeah.
never the man like that.
Nah, not really.
And I hate Karl Malone, so I'm gonna give it to Jimmy Butler.
I can't do it, man. Jimmy Butler doesn't have any awards in the postseason, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got great
He's got
runs.
the Eastern Conference MVP,
Okay, that's one.
an award that they made up just for this season.
if we're, I think they did it last year too. But like, if we go back in history and give that award to the people that deserved it, Carl's got two of them. Jimmy's got two. I mean, they're both 0-2 in the finals, but regular season, Carl's washing him. 28 points a game, 2 regular season MVPs, too many All-Stars, bro. Too many years.
All
Jimmy
right.
Butler's got to give me another year of greatness too, bro.
All right, I'm going to group these guys together. Dave Bing, Dave DeBuscher, Billy Cunningham, Dolph Shays, Paul Aronson, Lenny Wilkins, and Hal Greer.
Nah, he's better than them. Bro, Jimmy Butler, where do you have Jimmy Butler?
This is what I'm trying to figure out. I think I have him between 70 and 100. That's where I think I have him.
So he's with like Clyde Drexler?
Yeah, a tier above.
Reggie
a tier
Miller?
above, maybe.
So he's better than Clyde Drexler?
Yeah, I put him above Reggie too.
So he's better than
put him
Reggie, he's
above
better
Reggie,
than
too.
Clyde. Allen Iverson?
That was the next one on my list.
I got AI. I can't do. Man, that's tough. I think I still got to give to AI. If you look, it's tough
Because he won the regular season MVP.
Yeah,
Is that why? Is that the separator?
He's got scoring titles. You know, I mean, the dude he's too fucking good. I mean, they beat the Lakers. Like,
Hey, I'm going Jimmy over AI.
all right,
Two-way. This AI couldn't fucking guard anybody. Like
that's cool. Hey,
Yeah,
steals leader. Steals leader.
yeah, with the reach behind you and slap the shit out, lazy man steal.
I'm just trying to think like what. So
I
Jimmy Butler,
got two for you that I think are really gonna get you.
go ahead.
Paul Pierce.
Nah, Paul Pierce is better than Jimmy Butler, brother. Can't do it.
You think so?
Yeah, he's way better than Jimmy Butler.
He was the second best player on a team that won one championship. Never got anywhere close to where Jimmy did as the best player on his own team over like a 10-year stretch.
He got a Finals MVP.
Yeah, but everyone knows Kevin Garnett was the best player on that team. Like, come on now.
Man, come on. Hey, outplayed LeBron, Eastern Conference Finals.
He
Just
did.
saying.
So did Jimmy Butler.
Nah, but Jimmy Butler lost. Paul Pierce won.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler didn't have Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett. He had fucking Cody Zeller. He had Kevin Love.
But they weren't in their primes though. Paul Pierce is old. You think Jimmy Butler's better than Paul Pierce? Where?
I do.
See, I don't understand what are you doing with these names. This is kind of wild.
It's the same thing as I don't think Paul Pierce led the team when he was the guy to the heights that Jimmy led it. We haven't gotten to see Jimmy as the second banana. Maybe if Derrick Rose never got hurt, we'd have a different story to this.
He was the second banana in Chicago, and he was pretty good in Chicago. 22 a game. Well, if you average it out, of course, like when they were first made.
Yeah. And his first 2 years, he didn't fucking shoot at all. All he did was play defense.
So that's tough.
Like,
when he was the exact second banana in Chicago, Chicago was a good team. So I give him some of that.
Let's talk about the ultimate second banana, Scottie Pippen.
Scotty's defense is better. And context, the 1 year we got to see Scotty by himself, Eastern Conference Finals robbery, and they won 50-something games.
That year, 1994 was the year. Scottie Pippen averaged in the second round. Actually, it was the second round, not the Eastern Conference Finals, Terry. 23.
Yeah, they should have went to the second round. Or finals.
The Eastern Conference Finals. Didn't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Got
The
you.
1 year he led a team himself. He averaged 23, 8, and 5, had a 22 PER, and lost in the second round. Jimmy Butler last playoffs averaged 27, 7, and 5 on a 60% true shooting percentage, 30 PER.
Balling.
Better this playoffs. It was better the playoffs before that as well when they went to the finals. Jimmy Butler
got swept.
Yeah, no, not that one. Jimmy Butler's third best playoff performance for the whole playoffs was better than Scottie Pippen's best, significantly.
That's cool.
So it makes me wonder, do you think if we swapped out Pippen for Jimmy Butler, anything would have changed for the Bulls? I don't think so.
That's a tough question to ask. All I can look at is the facts. 0 finals, lost twice. No MVPs, no significant trophies of any sort. He's got 1 steal championship in the regular season. 5-time defense. I think 5-time All-Star. Eastern Conference Finals MVP once.
It's between 70 and 100. He's there with Melo for me. He's there with Dame. He's there with Paul Pierce. He's above VC. He's there with AI. These are a lot of guys who made the NBA 75 list. I think he's there on the cusp, but probably not getting in.
Dwight Howard? Is he better than Dwight? Defensive Player of the Year? 3 times?
Yes, he is. You know why? Because he's not dependent on another person to score.
I got you. I mean, Dwight took his team to the finals, but I got you. 2 runs. We'll give Jimmy 2 runs, but 2 playoff runs with nothing really to speak for it is not moving the needle for me. It's just me, though. You know, it's just a conversation between me and you.
I feel you, but
it's not moving the needle for me.
You know me, I always want to look at how it happened, and like the same way that we were talking about Jokic in a vacuum and being like, well, he didn't get it done, he's not in the playoffs, and I'm talking about Facundo Campazzo and Austin Rivers. It's the same thing here. I'm talking about Cody Zeller, Kevin Love, who got bought out by the Cavs. I'm talking about Max Strus, who put up 2 goose eggs as an undrafted player. Like, we're not talking about a treasure trove of fucking teammates to fall back on. You know what I mean?
It's impressive, but I don't know. If we do a top 100 and you think about, 25 more years of great players down the line, I don't know if he gets into that hundo, bro. I don't know if he does. We might forget about him. Is he better than Dominique Wilkins?
No.
Yeah. So, like, for me, if Dominique is 51, right? He just missed out on the top 50, right? He's 51. He's not better than Nick. Then when we go to the 75 and AD snuck him, is he better than Harden?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
so
he is.
If he's around there, he might be able to sneak in. But, if we think down the line, if more guys,
he's going to be one of these last cuts or on the bubble guys. Like, he really is.
He's got to do something, man.
And how do you fucking rank Jamal Murray at this point? Like, my God, that's impossible.
You were right. We were talking about this earlier, like a couple pods ago. They're in similar air, but Jamal Murray's 26. He's got a lot of time to, give me some more on his resume. So that's tough. Jimmy Butler's 34, or he's about to turn 34, coming up this season. Brother, it ain't there. He's good.
He's got to be the number 2. And I think the Heat realize that as well. The reports are already coming out that they're going star hunting this summer.
Mm-hmm.
What's a star that you think? I think Dame would be a good fit.
Is Dame a number 1, though?
We'll see. He's better than Gabe Vincent. I'll tell you that much.
He is better than Gabe Vincent, but he also has to get paid $45 million. Mm-hmm. That's tough. That's a lot of guys gone.
It's a good thing we signed Tyler Hero to this big deal.
Yeah, that was dumb.
No, I'm being serious. So that they have money to trade because his contract is big enough that they can trade it for Dame.
That's true. And what the Trailblazers got the number 3 pick?
3. Yep.
Oof. And I believe don't they have another pick in there that's early, or is it just a 3?
No, it's just a 3.
Just a 3. That's interesting. That's an interesting one.
Can
you win a championship with 2 2s? Don't you need a 1?
I think you might be able to if you have Miami's culture, coaching, and role players.
Yeah, is Dame a worse defender than Gabe
And
Vincent?
also, Dame has never had a true two. So it's like we don't know the
Oof.
extent of what he can do because
What
he's
about
never had a legit second banana.
LaMarcus Aldridge? He's a 3?
Yeah. Sorry.
Tough. Wow.
Sorry, bud.
Big 2010. He's a 3 though. I get it. Different NBA. Yeah,
I
brother.
take Chris Bosh over LaMarcus Aldridge in a heartbeat.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people give Bosh shit for scoring 0 points in Game 7, but he changed his whole role and was still a really good fucking defender and did a
He
lot for
fucking
that Miami
changed the
Heat.
NBA. Before Chris Bosh, people were starting Joel Anthony and fucking what was the gay dude on the Hawks? Jason Collins. Yeah. We were starting guys like that. And then Chris Bosh changed the game. Those guys don't exist anymore. They don't.
That's true. All right. Well, you did Butler. You want to do Jokic now?
Hold on. You don't have another name? I said Dame. Is there another guy who you could see coming to Miami who maybe they could win a chip with?
A true one?
No, it doesn't have to be a true one, but maybe, like you said, another guy who's good enough. Now we have a true big three with him and Bam. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe maybe we can get done with 3 twos. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I feel like Miami could, but Butler's got to show up. That shit was garbage. I don't know. Too much recency bias. If we would have done this shit last year, I'm like, Jimmy Butler's a top 30 player. But anyways. Realistically, I don't know, man. I think they're looking more of like Bradley Beal.
I got one name that's going to blow the fucking headphones right off your ears.
Kyrie Irving?
Zion Williamson.
It might work. It might work if they get him in shape.
That's the one place where they're not going to let him fucking eat whatever you want, show up however you want. He's going to be on the body fat calculator and nutritionist and all that shit. Buy low, sell high.
You know what, though? It might not be the food, though. It might be the pussy. If you send him to Miami?
Wait a minute. It's exercise.
Dog. Look.
Are you calling Zion a lazy fuck? Are you saying all he does is sit there?
No. I don't think Zion's lazy, bro. Well, is he
talking about in the bedroom?
Oh.
Yeah. It's like he's not getting any exercise. They just ride it out.
Young laying down on his back.
Right. Young Bill Clinton.
Oh, man. That's tough, bro. I don't think he's mature enough to go to Miami, though. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he needs a guy like Jimmy.
Brother, think about the people that are in Miami. It's Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. Who else? Duncan Robinson. He ain't getting no hoes. Gabe Vincent, chilling. Max Strus. Cool.
First of all, I have a feeling Gabe Vincent does all right.
I mean, but he looks like
Gabe Vincent does all right.
Dude, listen to me. But those dudes, it's a reason why they got a lot of undrafteds. All right? You need to you're like, hey, I'm trying to make money and stay in the league. I ain't worried about these women. If I'm down there undrafted, I need to work hard to get my fucking contract. Tyler Hero, first round pick, as we saw, had sex with an Instagram model, impregnated it. Big Tyler's a first round pick.
Where is he now? Out of the rotation.
I mean, he's only like child, and he's out there acting like a child.
Yep.
All right, we gonna send Zion to Miami? I mean, I get the culture, but sometimes the city might overturn the culture, bro.
I'll take a flyer. I'll bet that we can rehab him. If we can't, nobody can. How about that?
Send him to OKC. No, a lot of teams can do it. OKC, Milwaukee. Who else is a whore? Not Toronto. I don't know. Just think of cities that aren't huge. Orlando might work for him. These big cities, Miami ain't working for him. That shit's done. He can't. New Orleans is a huge party place. Miami is even bigger.
Yeah, but the culture of the New Orleans team and the culture of Miami team, not exactly the same.
Son, you can get whatever handler you want on Zion. Zion's going to look at you dead in the face and be like, look, brother, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. Get the fuck out my way. I'm about to get these hoes.
And that's why they're bringing back Udonis Haslem to be an assistant coach.
Bruh. KODs, Tootsies, Nobu. See you later, Zion. He's getting lost in the city. Do not go to Miami. But that's a name though. That's a name. I think honestly, realistically, I think for them, I don't know, man. It'd probably either be Dame, Bradley Beal. It's not gonna be Karl Anthony Towns, even though they're looking to shop him.
It's not Bradley Beal. It's not Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know Cat and Jimmy are definitely not gonna. That's not gonna work. Kyrie, I think it's gonna be like Kyrie, Zion, Damian.
Pascal Siakam. I don't think he moves the needle enough.
I think they need a scorer, man. That's the only reason why I said Bradley Beal, but they need somebody who can score, bro. Because like we were saying, you sent me that text. They didn't score above 100 in 4 of the games.
I think it was 94 or something like that. Like,
they didn't score more than 94 points. Like, come on, it's fucking 2023 finals, not 1991. This isn't bully ball anymore, and they were trying to do it. They were trying to bully ball. You can't bully ball a top 10 center of all time. And your biggest dude is 6'9", 260. Bam ain't big enough.
We saw how that worked out.
It won't.
Ended up getting bullied themselves.
It won't work. So now,
Terry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to say, let's properly put your boy into context now. Big Yoke. Where's he jumping? We talked about Big Butler.
Oh, that's top 12 already.
We don't.
That's
top 12 what? Top 12 center.
Top 12 player all time. Top 12 player of all time.
Top 12 center. You got to, chill. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. Where is he? Top 25?
He's going to be
Wait. Hold on. Is he the best European now? Let's be realistic. Yeah. Is he the best European? Better than Giannis? Better than Dirk?
Yes.
Ooh, already?
Yeah.
Him and Giannis are in the same realm. I don't know if I'm giving it to him yet.
But we just saw with our eyeballs who was better.
50 points in the closeout, though?
30, 20, 10 in the NBA Finals?
50 and 10. Don't do it to me. 50 closeout?
Jokic is a more complete player.
I think he definitely
is. I picked him MVP over Giannis. Before the playoffs, I was like, Giannis is still the best player in the world. My opinion has changed. Jokic is the best player on planet Earth.
I mean, but we knew that. We knew that coming in. So he's the best European. All right, so he's the best European. He's better than Dirk already?
Yeah. Dirk didn't have 2 MVPs.
So what you're saying? Jokic is what, top 18?
Top 12 player of all time.
Oh, you are
him right. And the other 11 guys who won multiple MVPs and a Finals MVP. There's only 11 other people in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
He did it. He's the first player to win a championship without an all-star teammate since the 04 Pistons.
You got to calm down. I mean, Murray is a monster. Like, come on. That's tough. Jimmy Butler wasn't an all-star this year. Shit.
He didn't win.
I'm just saying. I mean, all-star isn't all that matters. I get what you're saying, though.
Hey, it's been fucking damn near 20 years. It must matter a little bit.
Top 12? So he's better than Kawhi. He's better than Kawhi.
Stock is going up. Yep. He's better than Kawhi.
Better than KD?
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Bro, top 12, bro?
Yes.
Better than Hakeem? You're blasphemous if you say you're better than Hakeem. Hakeem's got all defensive teams.
Not yet.
There's another side of the court.
But I tell you what, Hakeem won his 2 chips in a weakened league. Jokic did not. He won his chips in a flush league and went through the best of the best.
He won it in a good league. He won it in probably the most parity the league has ever seen. So I'll definitely give you that. But damn, dog, he needs some
I'd
more
rather
shit.
be early than late, Terry.
Nah, man.
Look, I've been early on this Jokic shit the whole way. So you could expect me to be place him a little higher than most people because I've seen this from day one and I've been a believer since day one.
So he's better than Hakeem Olajuwon.
No.
No.
I
was about to say that's absolute blasphemous.
But it is a conversation, and
Most
I think yes, I'll take him over Moses. I think when things are going to be all said and done, it might be like him, Kareem, Shaq, and Bill Russell, and that's the list.
Him, Kareem, Shaq, Bill Russell.
I think he'll pass Hakeem.
As far as the centers are concerned?
Yep. Where it ends up.
He's better than Wilt already? Is he better than Wilt?
Yeah, fuck it. I never saw Will. You know what I
He's
mean? So
going for it.
I'm the worst person to ask, but he's putting up stats that Will didn't put up in an era that was meant for stat chasing. So
It's not a lot of great centers in this league, though.
and he did it winning.
It's
You
not a
know, it
lot of
wasn't
great centers in this league, though. You got to put that into context as well. There's only one.
the three best players in the league are all centers. What are you talking about?
Giannis, come on. We're doing
He's a
that.
fucking center. He's 7 feet tall.
He plays with Brook Lopez. Tim Duncan wasn't a center.
Guess what? He played without Brook Lopez too.
Sometimes, but the
Where
minutes
does
don't.
he play when Brook Lopez goes to the bench?
Hey, I don't know. I can't do
But
that.
either way, Giannis is a big. Like all the three best players in the league are all bigs.
I'll give you that. And
So-
Luka and Steph. No, hold on. I don't know.
What?
Steph's top 3, and he ain't 3.
You putting him over Jokic?
Giannis? I'm putting him over Giannis.
Oh, you're putting him
Giannis-
over him. You're putting him over Embiid. Is who you're putting him over. You're
Embiid
putting him
ain't
over
doing
Embiid.
shit. Yeah, Embiid. He's got to be better than Giannis. Did we not just see what he did?
I'm talking about not like career, but right now.
Did you not? Did we think that Steph was the best we've ever seen him at? Was like right now? I mean, is Steph not a top 10 player?
No, of course he is.
But if he's a top 10 player, and he's
these are good. These are good points you're making. I may have to reshuffle it to be honest, because I do think he's better than Embiid right now. But either way, 3 out of 5 best players in the league are bigs. So it's not like this is the fucking Brad Miller era where guys like that were making all-star teams. You know what I mean? That's my only point. Sabonis is fucking good as shit too. He finished top 5 in MVP voting.
He's straight. I got you. I don't know. It's just
Draymond Green is a Hall of Fame center.
And he took his lunch last year. Everybody, create the narrative. Keep it. Draymond took his lunch.
Right.
Idiots. So, top, goddamn, brother. 12 is crazy, but all right. Let's keep it moving. That's insane.
While we're discussing legacies, Terry, your boys in blue took the next step in their own. Along with Pep Guardiola, their illustrious coach who led them to their first treble, the second treble in the history of all English soccer, right, in the history of England. He became the first coach ever to win 2 trebles. He did it in 2 different leagues. Where do you rank Pep in terms of the all-time coaches?
Ah, man. I mean,
we did this a year ago, and I think he snuck onto my Mount Rushmore. I don't remember if you had him on or not.
I think I did. I mean, it's just everybody always looks at the Champions League as like this thing. Like, Real Madrid doesn't impress me when they're fucking garbage and then they win the Champions League. That's not impressive. When Chelsea comes in 7th in the league and they win the Champions League, that is not impressive to me. Consistently winning your league, and Pep has done it in, 3 different leagues?
Yep.
Germany, Spain, and England. And he's done it multiple times with City, multiple times with Bayern Munich, and multiple times with Barcelona. I mean, he was up there for me. This might have capped it. He might be the best, and it's going to be a hard argument to say he's not. Because a treble, dude, another treble, no one's ever done it. Shout out to Jose Mourinho and your greatness, but treble, that's tough. Really good teams in England as well, bro. So it's not like it's like some cupcake, he did it with fucking France and the French league and all that shit. I think he's the best coach ever. He didn't fluff this one. He kept it, and if you think about it, what's his system? 4-3-3. All of a sudden, he had
3-2-5.
Yeah. He had to adjust. We didn't have any wingers. No wing backs, I mean. We didn't have any outside backs, really. Kyle Walker was kind of hurt for the last couple months. João Cancelo hated Pep for some reason, or I don't know what happened with him. But they were feuding, so he had to get rid of him, send him to Bayern Munich. All of a sudden, we got 3 center backs and 2 defensive mids, and actually John Stones is another center back masquerading as a defensive mid. And somehow we still look as dominant as ever. I mean, Erling Haaland, of course, is like the number one piece. But the team is still good, man. It's a great fucking team all around. And it's only because of him.
Is this a Pantheon top 5 all-time team in terms of club football?
Man, I don't know, bro. I mean,
how many points did you finish the league with?
Right now? I think it was 90-something. Or maybe it might have been 80. We started slow. I gotta check.
It's like that Barcelona team. They had 100 points.
Yeah, they
They
went
scored
crazy.
over 100 goals in the league.
Man City has he did do 100 with them before though.
Yeah, but y'all didn't win the treble that year.
Nah, 89. 89
Yeah,
points. Yep.
that's not all time dominant, but it's
Not this
dominant.
season. Yeah. I mean, but goals allowed 33, most in the league, or least in the league. You know how it goes. And the
Yep.
most goals in the league. Did that again. He's done that, I think, 3 times with City.
Well, that's a good point. It does paint a pretty dominant picture, doesn't it?
It's dominant. I'm not gonna say this team is it's a treble, but I don't even know if it's like a top. For me, it's definitely not a top 5 team.
I think they're better than that Inter Milan team that won the treble with Mourinho.
Maybe when you look back, who was on it? Was it Eto or was it?
Yeah, it was Eto
Eto.
and Diego Milito.
Milito was decent. I don't know. It's tough. I'd have to
I
look
put
at
them
each
over
team
there.
individually.
I'm going back to like the different Champions League winners. I'd put them over Real Madrid last year. I put them over Chelsea the year before that. I put them over Real Madrid 3 times in a row.
No, the Benzema, Bale, not the Ronaldo one, but the Benzema Bale joint
Yeah, I put them over that.
with Modric. That's tough.
Yeah, I put them over that.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
No, that's a bridge too far for you.
Bro.
They
Nobody,
didn't win the treble.
but nobody ever won a back-to-back Champions League though, ever.
Right, but that's a 2-year thing. I'm just talking about one team, 1 year. You know what I mean?
You're just talking about one singular team.
Yeah, 1 year, 1 team, 1 season. Is this among the best seasons, the top 5 seasons? Is this among the top 5 teams for 1 year?
Just the treble alone is not giving it to me because I'm not looking at England as this fucking huge powerhouse when Newcastle comes in fourth. I think let me look at the league.
Well,
again.
there's not a better league in the world, and I'm saying this as a Barca fan. Like the Premier League is the best league.
Is it
And
though?
yeah, and it's better now than it was in 2000, 1999 when Manchester United won it.
I'm not sure about that. Not this year. Just this year individually. It was a down year. I'm just saying. I mean, Chelsea was bad. Liverpool was bad. Arsenal was challenging us for the trophy when we smacked them 8-2 in 2 games combined for the aggregate score. That's supposed to be the challenger for it. Newcastle just created a new team with a bunch of guys that didn't know each other. They came in fourth. I don't know, man. England was weak this year. The treble is just not that impressive this year for me. This one, imagine
I didn't expect you to say that. I
I'm
really
just saying,
didn't.
I'm glad we won the Champions League, but I got to put it all in context. You know, I've always been pretty objective when it comes to the teams that I support, but I mean, you know, if it happened when Liverpool scored 96 points and we beat them by a point when we got 97, treble, awesome. You know, if it was Chelsea when they had a great team, awesome. Leicester City's fucking magical year if we beat them, awesome. But this year, 89 points? That might be the least in the last 5 years for the winner of the Premier League. And you can say parity, but
Well, yeah, I think the bottom half of the Premier League is much better than it was like 20 years ago. But
Yeah.
like you said, the top 4 was not the same quality as it has been for a while.
No, brother, we lost to Nottingham Forest this year. Like, come on, I'm supposed to say like this is the most dominant team I've ever seen. And we lost our
believe on a cold, rainy day in Nottingham that Erling Haaland is the best striker in the world.
No, I think he's definitely the best striker in the world. Well, Benzema, that's tough. That's a tough. I'm not going to answer that. I will say this, and he scored 53 goals overall. That's pretty fucking good. But I mean, we had a great left back, and he left. We had to change the whole fucking system. We're the best left back in the world, who was actually a right back, masquerading as a left back. The overall team, I can't give it to him. Great fucking season, but individually, they're not better than fucking Madrid when they won 3 straight. No one in the tournament's history, even when it wasn't called Champions League, had ever won back-to-back Champions League trophies. That is probably the hardest thing to do in sports, bro. And they did it. They can't be above them. Sorry. And they can't be above the Ronaldo team. They're not above MSN. They're not above the treble Barcelona. It's not even close. I can't do it.
Between 5 and 10?
7 and 10 for me.
Okay. I think that's fair. That's about where I have them as well.
Yeah,
Like,
it has to be. I mean, everybody looks at the treble.
that's not to
and they say,
diminish the greatness of your season and everything like that, or
no, no.
Pep and the players, but it's just, we've seen a lot of soccer and been able to witness some great teams in the history of watching. And like that '09 Barca team, I was like, no one will ever play better soccer.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that was like
unbelievable.
somebody that was like Pablo Picasso was like, I'm gonna paint a soccer season,
Yeah,
and he just gave it to Barcelona.
I
I don't
mean,
know if anyone will ever win 6 trophies in one season, dominate, have over 100 points, score over 100 goals, and play the type of soccer that like
yeah,
it looked unstoppable. Like there was no answer for it.
that's tough. Did we lose the Community Shield?
I think so because you had the FA Cup, you had
It's the FA
the
Champions League and the Premier League.
yeah. So you must have.
I'll check that. But like I was saying, I can consistently, name. Of course, Man City's my team. Like I can name their starters. I watch a lot of Premier League games. Arsenal starters changed a lot. Man United came in third. Those motherfuckers were in shambles in the first half of the season and in the middle. And their coach they were talking about firing him in the beginning of the season. They came in third. This is not a strong season for England. I cannot give it to them.
It wasn't. I think you're right, man. I think you're right.
Love City.
Either
Thank
way,
God.
shout out to your boys. You guys got it done. I'm happy for Pep cementing his place on the Mount Rushmore and possibly as the greatest manager of all time.
Yep, and we got him for 2 more years.
And I'm happy for soccer. I was talking to my buddy who I do the commentary for the Independents, and we were talking about how Guardiola changed the Premier League. And before his arrival, like Arsene Wenger and Arsenal were like the only team that was trying to play like possession style soccer.
Yeah.
And now like over half the league plays that way. And you don't have to have a team full of $500 million players, if you have the proper direction and coaching and identity and all that type of stuff. And it used to be like watching the Premier League was just like watching the Mexican fucking league. Just long balls, counterattacks, long balls and counterattacks.
It's like them with a little more skill. That's all.
Yeah. And the pace turned up fucking 300 degrees. But now the league doesn't look like that in general. And most teams prefer to have the ball and keep it. And Guardiola changed that for the entire face of English soccer, for the Premier League, and for all the kids who are growing up playing soccer. They're not learning to hoof it up and play with your back to the goal and flick it onto the second striker who's running behind you. They're learning how to play triangles. They're learning how to play in tight windows. They're learning how to evacuate space and then find new space. And that's because of Pep.
For the most part, that's his style. And you kind of do have to give it up to him for also adjusting to the league as well. Because, like, when he first got there, you could tell, even with, I can't remember the goalie that he signed because he didn't like Joe Hart.
Joe Hart.
I want to say it's like Claudio something.
Claudio Bravo.
Yeah. So it's Claudio. He signs Claudio Bravo
because he could play with his feet.
He really, 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 really wanted to change the Premier League, and the Premier League was like, "No, this isn't like you can do some of that, but you can't just 100% just come in and do pep ball. Like the whole straight pep ball shit didn't work from the get go. He had to adjust some of it. He did.
I think also one of the adjustments that he made for the Premier League, and one of the key differences between like comparing this Manchester City team to that Barcelona team in '09 was the presence of athleticism throughout the squad. Physical presences who could cover ground. Like you looked at that Barca team, you had Piqué, you had an aging Puyol, you had Sergi Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. You know, Pedri was playing on one of the wings. David Villa, you go on and on and on. None of them are physical presences, and especially on that back line. Then you look at City, and it's like Rodri, physical presence. John Stone, excellent athlete. Akanji, excellent athlete. Up and down the board. Ruben Diaz, excellent athlete. Kyle Walker, phenomenal athlete. Erling Haaland, amazing athlete.
Amazing.
he found a way to adjust to England and be like, the tempo is higher, the pace is higher, the requisite athleticism that you have to have in this league is higher. And he
Yep.
managed to make it work and bring his same style and evolve it.
That's impressive, brother. You got to give it to him. I mean, because think about his first season.
Most influential figure in soccer since Johan Cruyff.
I'd give it to him. And also, it's in context, right? When he comes into the Premier League in 2016, gets rid of Joe Hart. Probably one of the biggest mistakes. I get it. He can't play with his feet. You could have fucking taught him to play soccer. Like, it's not that hard. He knows how to kick a ball. We come in third place. We score 78 points. That's his first season, right? We're coming at his head. You know, even though he's changing shit, we're just like, hey, man, you're one of the best coaches. The players are still there. Like, they had a solid team. Because we won the league, I believe. If not the year before, but maybe 2 years before with Mancini.
With Mancini, yep.
Yeah, in like 2014, whenever it was, 2014, 2015. But he comes in third place, tries to do his all Pep shit. He realizes it pretty fucking early. He can't do exactly what he wanted. The readjustment's crazy. And I think he won 5 of like the last 7 or maybe 6. Liverpool was
I think
snuck
it's 6
in there.
out of 7. I think it's 6 out of 7.
Like, I mean, it's insane. Who else can do what he does, bro? I don't know anybody who can do what he did, man.
I don't know.
Because, like, Jose Mourinho flamed out at so many different places. We've seen even Pochettino. He kind of flamed out. Who was the other guy? Roberto Martinez. We thought he was, like, this fucking great guy. He kind of flamed out at a couple spots. If you want to say Pep flamed out at Bayern, I mean, you can, but he still won the league. And
he won the league
cups.
twice. Yeah.
They still had a really good team. So it's like, you think about everybody that's kind of in his class now, he's washed them. You got to look at the past and see that's where he is now. Like, there's no one from the last 15 that can touch him.
Oh, what about Zidane?
Great coach.
Back-to-back Champions League?
Did he win 3 or just 2? And he
I
quit.
thought he won 3 and 4 years.
Why'd he stop?
Oh, they were fucking with him, the president of Real Madrid and everything, trying to like bring players in and be like fit them into the squad, and they want him to move on from Toni Kroos and Modric to like the young guys, and he was like, no, they're still better. And they were like, no, play the young guys. They're like, we just spent $100 million. He was like, no,
Yeah.
Modric is still the best midfielder on the team.
And he was right. Mobility, brother. Different leagues.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Zidane was great. Zidane was a really good fucking coach, but mobility, man. He's done it at 3 different places, 3 different leagues.
He's the GOAT then.
It's a conversation. He's definitely 2 or 3. And there's conversations for other guys, but
I think it's him, Zidane, and Sir Alex Ferguson, and Johan Cruyff, and that's the list. That's the Mount Rushmore.
Ferguson for sure. He fucking dominated because they had a trouble in what 2000.
That was 1999, 2000.
Was it 2000?
Yeah,
I got the fucking picture, but yeah, man, dude. And those teams were fucking fantastic too. Like
won the league 26 times, I think.
Did he win the league 26 times?
I think so.
Bro, that's insane. How many years did he coach?
Like 30-something, 35.
Bro, that's fucking...
Yeah.
Dude.
Unprecedented level of dominance.
Pep, we got to see some more, Pep. We need more.
I mean, Pep, he's also not on the brink of retirement. I mean, what is he, 51 or something like that? He's still fucking young. Like, he's got another 15, 20 years in him if his body can handle the strain of his over-tinkering and fucking maniacal nature.
He's 52. I think it's just him and Arsene Wenger. You'd have to give me more context on Johan Cruyff. I know he was a good coach, and Barcelona was really good when he was their coach. But
won 2 European Cups with Ajax, then went to Barcelona and won it with them 2 times in a row. Instituted total football, where like all the players are responsible to do multiple things and not just play in their position. And then he brought it to Spain and formed the foundation of Barcelona's mentality to this day.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I just looked it up. We won 5 out of the 8 years that he's been at City, which is pretty good.
Pretty
fucking good.
Not quite Sir Alex Ferguson numbers, but pretty damn good.
Not yet, but I mean, if you go, because he had just left from Bayern. Of course, Bayern won the league all 3 times when he was there. So 2013, 2014, 2015, he wins the league. Doesn't win a league again until 2018. So skip 2 years. Liverpool wins 2020. Then he wins the next 3 years at City. And then before that, when he was at Barca, what was it, 2012, right? When he left?
They won the league every year, didn't they?
Let me see. Madrid wins in 2012, so I don't know. Barca won in 2011, 2010, and 2009. And unless he was the coach in 2006 and 2005, I don't know.
No. That was Frank Rijkaard. No.
So he won the league 3 times at Barca, 3 times at Bayern Munich, and 5 times at City. And now he's got 2 championships, or Champions Leagues, with 2 fucking trebles.
Shouts to you, Pet. Inspiration as a coach, so much that I've learned personally from this man. Thank you for changing the game of soccer and for making it more beautiful and more fun to watch.
And finding great players out of nowhere, to be honest. I'd never heard of Gundogan.
All you got to do is spend $100 million on an outside back every fucking window.
Who knew? Kyle Walker was the answer. Left backs are hard to find. But Mendy tore his ACL.
Especially when you turn them into center backs and center midfielders.
Bro, but you got to think about what he had when he got there in 2016, though, bro.
Fucking
Zabaleta.
Kolarov, Zabaleta.
Yep.
Fucking Jolion Lescott. Was he still on the team?
Yeah, I think he was playing a lot, too. Micah Richards.
Oh, my God.
I think Micah Richards was there, and they offered him a lot of money because there was like an English quota to play in some of the League Cup games and FA Cup games, but I don't think they have that rule anymore. He didn't want to stay because Zabaleta was ahead of him, so we didn't have Micah. It was a lot of garbage dudes. We had fucking Boateng still.
Y'all had Gareth Barry.
Dude, it was a lot of dudes. I don't know.
Ireland.
I don't know if they were still there in 2016, but the back line was not great. It was just Vincent Kompany. I mean, Zabaleta was solid, but...
The one thing that I know for sure, Terry, is that nobody celebrated this victory like Joe.
Joe the Brazilian, man. Shout out. But total roster overhaul. Pep did his thing. He's fucking fantastic, man. Great coach.
Yep. We did our thing today. Thank you guys for kicking it with us on the Habitual Lot Steppers podcast. We'll be back for you guys next Tuesday. I'm not sure what the fuck we're going to talk about. Hopefully Zion and Ja can get into some more nonsense so we can fill it out.
Yeah, we'll see. No Friday pod?
Oh, shit. I'm so ahead of myself.
Nah, you're good.
I thought today was Friday.
The club's going up on a Tuesday.
I'm ready for this week to be over, Terry. It's been a long one for your boy already.
Long week, man.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you Friday then. How about that?
Hey, look, summertime. We're going to content and we're going to create. So look out. We'll come up with some conversations for y'all. Until then,
love it. North Carolina, continue to stand up.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.